Hi there, and welcome back to another day of our adventure. My name is Emilee DeForest, and today we're going to be learning about parts of the egg, as well as doing an egg sighting experiment. So let's start off by talking about the parts of an egg. The first layer is the eggshell. This is what keeps the inside of the egg safe. Under the shell is the shell membrane. Between the shell membrane and the eggshell, on the larger side of the egg, is the air cell, or air pocket. Inside the egg is the yellow circular center called the yolk. Around the yolk is the clear part called the albumen, or egg white. There are two twists inside the egg called the chalazae that hold the yolk in place. If the egg is fertilized, there will be a small white spot on the yolk called the embryo, which is what develops into the chicken. Now that we know all about the different parts of an egg, we get to be scientists and do this super fun egg experiment called egg dissection. To do this experiment, you must first get permission from a parent or guardian. You then need to get the following items: an egg, 2 toothpicks, 2 small containers, a styrofoam or paper plate, and some gloves. You may also want to have some paper towels and disinfecting wipes handy so you can clean in case a mess is made. I also have this page with sections made for different parts of an egg. To start off, we want to put our gloves on since we're handling raw egg. Once you have your gloves on, you want to take the egg, carefully crack it, and pour its contents onto the paper plate. When we have the 2 egg halves, we want to look to see which half of the egg has the air cell or pocket. This half of the egg has the air cell or pocket here. So now we're going to put this part of the egg onto our chart that says air cell and pocket. Next, we're going to take part of this shell and take some of the outer shell off of it. Just a small piece will do. We're then going to put that part onto our chart that says outer shell. The next part of the egg we're going to look at is the shell membrane. The shell membrane is what, The shell membrane is what lines the inside of the egg. Let's see if I can get a piece here. That's a pretty good piece. Let's see. So this is the eggshell membrane. So we'll put that in our chart where it says shell membrane. And I kind of broke this part a little bit, but that's okay. So now we're going to talk about the chalazae. Not 100% sure I'm saying that right, but it's this little white spot here on the egg yolk. This is the part of the egg that helps to keep the yolk in place inside of the egg. We can carefully take our 2 toothpicks and try to pull the chalazae off of the yolk. And we can put it in our chart that says chalazae. Okay. So now we're left with the 2 main parts of the egg. The big yellow part here is the yolk, and the outside here, the clearish yellowish part, is the albumen. You may have heard that called the egg white. If this egg was fertilized, it would have a little white spot on it called the embryo. But since this egg was bought at the grocery store, it isn't fertilized and doesn't have the white spot of the embryo. Now we can take one of our small containers and carefully scoop up the egg yolk. Since I broke this egg, it's going to be a little bit harder to do. Well, I got most of it here. So that's the egg yolk. So we can put it over here where it says yolk. And now we can take our other container, and I know that there's a little bit of yolk in here, and that's okay. But the rest of the stuff around it is the albumen, or the egg white, and we can just dump that right into our little small container. And so the clear stuff around the yellow part, or the yolk, is the albumen. And that's it for our experiment today. I hope you had fun. I know I did. When you're finished with the experiment, be sure to clean up your area and throw away all of your trash. Before we end for the day, I wanted to give you another look at our eggs in our incubator. That egg turner is doing its job of moving the eggs back and forth, and the heater is staying between 99.5 and 100.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you so much for joining me on another day of our adventure. Be sure to tune in next time as we talk more about eggs and the development of the embryo inside them. Then I'm going to carefully crack open the egg and pour the contents onto our paper plate.